We are Project 3 and welcome to our podcast. Join us as we dive into the complexities of environmental sustainability and explore the role we can all play in creating a more equitable and sustainable world. Starting with your host, Kiara.
For this episode, we'll talk about an environmental news update, Northern Mindanao 2023. Hello, nature lovers. Welcome to our latest environmental news update, focusing on Northern Mindanao in the Philippines. As we strive to protect and preserve our planet, it's crucial to stay informed about the latest developments in environmental issues. In this blog post, we will highlight some of the most recent news articles from Northern Mindanao in 2023, shedding light on the state of the environment in the region. Number 1. Deforestation threatens critical wildlife habitat in Northern Mindanao. One of the most pressing environmental concerns in Northern Mindanao is deforestation, which poses a significant threat to critical wildlife habits. According to recent news reports, illegal logging and land conversion for agricultural purposes have led to rampant deforestation in the country. This destruction of natural forests have resulted in the loss of habitat for endangered species, such as the Philippine eagle, tarsiers, and various endemic plant species. Environmental groups are calling for stronger enforcement of existing environmental laws and stricter penalties for illegal logging activities to address this urgent issue. Number 2. Water pollution jeopardizes marine biodiversity in Northern Mindanao. Water pollution is another environmental challenge facing Northern Mindanao. Recent news articles reveal that the region's coastal waters are increasingly being populated by industrial waste, agricultural runoff, and untreated sewage. This population threatens marine biodiversity, including coral reefs, seagrass beds, and various fish species. Some local communities that depend on fishing as their livelihood are struggling due to declining fish populations. Environmental organizations are urging local governments and industries to adopt more sustainable practices and invest in proper waste management systems to protect the marine ecosystem. Number 3. Climate change impacts on agriculture in Northern Mindanao. Climate change is also taking its toll on agriculture in Northern Mindanao. News reports indicate that changing weather patterns, including prolonged droughts and extreme rainfall events, are affecting crop production in the region. Farmers are facing challenges such as reduced yields, crop failures, and loss of income, which can lead to food insecurity and economic instability. Experts are calling for the implementation of climate-resilient farming practices such as improved irrigation systems, drought-tolerant crops, and soil conservation measures to adapt to the changing climate and safeguard food production. Number 4. Community-driven conservation efforts in Northern Mindanao. Despite the environmental challenges, there are inspiring stories of community-driven conservation efforts in Northern Mindanao. News articles highlight the initiatives of local communities, nonprofit organizations, and government agencies working together to protect and restore the region's natural resources. These efforts include reforestation campaigns, coastal cleanups, sustainable farming practices, and community-based ecotourism projects. These conservation efforts not only help to restore and protect the environment, but also promote sustainable livelihoods for local communities and empower them to be stewards of their natural resources. Number 5. Advocacy for environmental policies and regulations in Northern Mindanao. Advocacy for environmental policies and regulations is gaining traction in Northern Mindanao. News reports highlight the efforts of environmental activists and advocacy groups in pushing for stronger environmental laws and regulations to address the pressing environmental issues in the region. This includes advocating for stricter enforcement of existing environmental laws, advocating for the inclusion of environmental considerations in local development plans, and promoting sustainable practices in industries such as logging, agriculture, and mining. These advocacy efforts are aimed at ensuring that the region's natural resources are managed sustainably for the benefit of present and future generations. In conclusion, Northern Mindanao is facing significant environmental challenges, including deforestation, water pollution, climate change impacts on agriculture, and loss of biodiversity. However, there are also inspiring stories of community-driven conservation efforts and advocacy for stronger environmental policies and regulations. As responsible stewards of our environment, it's crucial to stay informed about our environment.